Hey, I'm Destiny and I'm doing a presentation on organ donation, and these are my viewers.
Kiasha Bellamy, Wixaria Rogers,
Taylor Belton.
Tanika Leonard.
And I'm Mom videoing.
Organ donation allows someone who needs the organs to live a life they may have never been able to live. Today I will talk to you about the reasons why you should register to be an organ donor, the process of organ donation, and other ways you can help. What is organ donation? Organ donation is the process of surgically removing an organ or tissue from one person, the organ donor, and placing it onto another person, the recipient. Transplantation is necessary because the recipient's organs has failed or has been damaged by disease or injury. Why should you register? One person's organs can save 8 people. There are 113,357 people currently on the on the list who needs an organ since January of 2019. How to register? You can register when you get your license, or you can register in person at the DMV, or you can go to this website and follow the steps. And when you register, you can print and sign and carry an organ donor card, and you can download it at this website and carry it in your wallet. Organs that can be donated. You can donate your liver, a kidney. If you're a living donor, you can live with 1 kidney. You can donate your pancreas, heart, lung, intestine, cornea, which is your eyes, middle ear, skin, bone marrow, heart valves, connective tissue, vascularized composite allografts, transplant of several structures that may include skin, bone, muscles, blood vessels, nerves, and connective tissue. The process of donation. So first you would need to register as an organ donor, living or deceased. And living, you can donate 1 of 2 kidneys, 1 of 2 lobes of liver, a lung or part of a lung, part of the pancreas, or part of the intestines. You can also donate skin, bone marrow, and blood. To be able to be a living donor, you have to be between the ages of 18 and 60. You have to be physically fit, in good health, never had diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, kidney disease, or heart disease. You have to get a psych eval to make sure you would be okay before the process of donation, during the surgery, and after the surgery. To be a deceased donor, you would go to the hospital after your accident, and if it's bad, you would be put on life support, and the med team would do everything possible to save you. During this part of being put on life support, they don't care if you're an organ donor or not yet. They're still trying to save your life. After a brain death test is completed, that's when they would determine if you're dead, and if you are, they then ask if you are on the organ donor list. If you are, the hospital notifies OPO, which is the Organ Procurement Organization, and if you are a potential candidate, a representative from the OPO travels immediately to the hospital. The OPO searches to see if you are registered. If not, they'll ask your next of kin. After authorization, medical eval takes place, which is a complete medical and social history from your family. If you're able to donate, OPO contacts the Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network, and they will enter your info, the donor's information. Then the computerator will generate matches. Then, if they find a match, the transplant surgeon will determine if the recipient can receive. If the recipient is sick or has a disease, whatever, then they can't get the organ. But if they can, the med team and the transplant team will take over from the med team and go ahead and get the organs. These are the factors that they take into consideration before the test, before the organ donation can take place. They take into consideration blood type, body size, severity of patient's medical condition, the distance between the donor's hospital and the patient's hospital, the patient's waiting time, and whether the patient is available. For example, whether the patient can be contacted and has no current infection or other temporary reason that the transplant cannot take place. Other ways you can help: you can spread the word, get the word out on why people need to be an organ donor, and you can also make a monetary donation to an organ donor facility or online at this website. So now I'm going to read you a poem from a man that decided he wanted to be an organ donor. At a certain moment, a doctor will determine that my brain has ceased to function and that, for all intents and purposes, my life has stopped. When that means, do not attempt to instill artificial life into my body by the use of a machine. And don't call this my deathbed. Call it my life bed, and let my body be taken from it to help others lead fuller lives. Give my sight to a man who has never seen a sunrise, a baby's face or love in the eyes of a woman. Give my heart to a person whose heart has caused nothing but endless days of pain. Give my blood to the teenager who has been pulled from the wreckage of his car so that he might live to see his grandchildren play. Give my kidneys to one who depends on a machine to exist from week to week. Take my bones, every muscle, every fiber and nerve in my body, and find a way to make a crippled child walk. Explore every corner of my brain. Take my cells, if necessary, and let them grow so that someday a speechless boy will shout at the crack of a bat, and a deaf girl will hear the sound of rain against her windows. Burn what is left of me and scatter the ashes to the winds to help the flowers grow. If you must bury something, let it be my faults, my weaknesses, and all my prejudice against my fellow man. Give my sins to the devil, give my soul to God. If by chance you wish to remember me, do it with a kind deed or word to someone who needs you. If you do all I have asked, I will live forever.